And then, late at night. Even though visiting hours were long past, for some reason my parents and big brother were in the hospital room. My brother is also a doctor, so he might have fully utilized his connections. Incidentally, my brother's wife didn't come. My niece and nephew are right in the middle of exam wars, so someone has to look after them. My niece is taking university entrance exams, and my nephew is taking high school exams. I understand that's a battlefield, so I had no complaints whatsoever. Rather, just the fact that my parents and brother came to Tokyo is something to be grateful for. However, you idiot, making us worry. The first thing that happened was being yelled at. And then, a fist to the head. Listen, I'm 37 now, okay? I'm a respectable member of society, a full-grown adult. I'm not a child, so stop with the knuckles. Even before that, corporal punishment isn't allowed these days, good grief. It would be nice if I could say that, but my brother looked after me in various ways, and I still can't stand up to him, so I'll endure this on the grounds that I'm in the wrong for worrying them. If it were a fight, I would win, but in our house, my brother is great. Now, Kenichi. It's not Satori's fault. Forgive him. As always, father is gentle. That's right. The culprit hasn't been arrested yet, right? Instead of the victim Satori, they should do something about that. Mother. What are you asking of brother? Father has a personality that seems incapable of anger, and mother is super sweet on me. So, the flow is that my brother gets angry at me. Man, this is truly nostalgic. Even after moving to Tokyo, I went home for the occasional holiday, but the construction industry is busy. I'd only stay for a few days, so getting scolded has been a long time. So, the injury. Well, strangely enough, it's completely healed, and there's no scar left. That's impossible by common sense. My brother said that and sighed deeply. Well, if you're safe, that's fine. He worried for me like that, though he should have confirmed that before dropping his fist on me. Now, Satori has always been a little overconfident since long ago. Because you spoil him like that, Mom, this guy doesn't reflect on his actions. My ears are burning. Certainly, I was thinking things like, I can dodge a kitchen knife, and in the worst case, even if I get stabbed, I won't die. Tamura has a fiancé and is close to marriage, so there was also the thought that if something happened, it's better if it's me. If I said this, I'd definitely get yelled at, so I pretended I just acted without thinking. Speaking of spoiling, there was our late grandma. She was a very strict person, but she was sweet only to Satori. Ah, I remember too. That was the first time I saw Grandma Shizu smiling. Grandma Shizu. She held the newborn Satori and looked so happy, saying, "Look, we met again." That's right, she was strict even when Kenichi was born, so I was very surprised. Oh right, Satori, Grandma Shizu was the one who named you. That's right. She declared it was a boy before he was even born, and insisted this child's name was Satori. She absolutely wouldn't yield. I see, that's news to me. My grandmothers on both my father's and mother's sides passed away before I was old enough to understand things. So, this is the first time I've heard my grandma's name, but could it be? Possibility that you heard it but simply forgot. Can you shut up for a second? I'm in the middle of a very important conversation, so I'll ignore the comment from the unnecessary intruder. Was our grandma's name Shizu? That's right. Locally, she was called Shizu the Ogre and was feared. My heart started pounding. This is definitely the one, no mistake. When I asked, I was told she was undefeated in fights. Let alone local hoodlums, she apparently beat up Yakuza members too. She was a person who lived through the post-war era toughly. She possessed a kodachi that cut extremely well, and it's surprising that there's an urban legend that she even sliced through bullets. Or rather, it's not a laughing matter. My grandfather, who won the heart of such a Grandma Shizu, apparently became a legendary man locally. Even though he was admonished that it was absolutely impossible and he should give up, he couldn't give up on Grandma Shizu, whom he fell in love with at first sight, and carried out a reckless challenge. Since he has passed away now, it's impossible, but I wanted to hear that heroic tale directly. Needless to say, the result was that a miracle occurred. Well, if it hadn't occurred, my dad wouldn't have been born, so I wouldn't exist either. Incidentally, regarding my grandfather, who is such a topic of conversation apparently, when he was young, he looked exactly like me, to the point we were two of a kind. I conveyed my memories to Shizu-san via thought communication, and I showed her my past life, what my face looks like now, so as she saw my grandfather, she should have realized there was a blood relation to me. If that's the case. The more I hear of such stories, the more I think it was definitely Shizu-san herself. I mean, I looked at the photo of Grandma that was displayed, but she didn't have any burn scars. She looked sharp even in her old age, so my impression was just, she must have been quite a beauty in the past. And so, that Grandma left a will, and since we remembered it, we all came out here like this. Here, this. From your grandmother, to you. The package I was handed contained a single kodachi and a sealed letter. Yup, confirmed. This kodachi was the item I gave to Shizu-san. Shortly after that, my family said they had finished their business and went home. And then, alone in my private hospital room, I slowly began to read the letter from Shizu-san.
オリムルさんへ、スライムの何度も助けてくれてありがとう。残りの思いの子供たちを救うだけでなく、みんな、ひなたも勇気も救うことができた。そして、母との再会も許されて、言葉にできないほど感謝しています。マオ・レオンさんとの和解もできたようで、安心しました。彼の本当の思いをしてから、私の恨みも消えました。誤解があるとして、本当に良かったと思います。それでも、リムルさんは本当にすごいです。大きな戦争を終わらせ、世界に平和をもたらし、誰も悲しまないようにした。最後には神になってしまうなんて、本当にびっくりしました。そんな人が孫として生まれてくれたことが、とても嬉しかった。リムルさんは、私にとってサトルさんです。私の可愛い孫。サトルさん、私は幸せでした。私もゲームをやってみたかったけど、残念ながらまだ存在しないようです。サトルさんと一緒にやってみたかった。それはちょっと寂しいけど、私は満足しています。あなたが生まれてくれたから、私の人生が未来につながっていると本当に感じることができたから。もっと大話したかったけど、それはまたの機会の楽しみにしておきます。お元気で、これからももっと前進してください。信して。
After finishing the letter, I closed my eyes. I want to say in a loud voice, I haven't become a god. I had various other thoughts, but if Shizu-san was happy, then I am satisfied too. Tonight, I intend to mourn Shizu-san all night. This time for sure, rest in peace. Wishing that, I looked up at the night sky from the hospital window. Evening came, and Tensura came to visit to deliver my change of clothes. Senpai, were you able to sleep well? Here is a change of suit. Oh, thank you. You didn't touch my PC, right? Ahaha, the password was too robust. I couldn't boot it. So you did touch it. Really, I can't let my guard down for a moment. From now on, I will make sure no one can touch it and ensure I never get hospitalized again. I swore that in my heart. After that, while changing into my suit, I continued the conversation with Tensura. So, how were the tests? Yeah. Just as expected, they said there are no problems. That's good, but it is strange. I thought so too, but apparently, there are cases like this once or twice a year. Since there are few magicules in this world, I thought magic and such didn't exist. But in reality, that wasn't the case, and mysterious cases seem to have been observed. The detective who came today also mentioned that there might be contact from a department related to such things. Since Feldenava created this world too, perhaps there are watchers or something similar. Well, that's a topic for another time. If they make contact, I can think about it then. Really? Yeah, seriously. There was talk that the culprit might have been spirited away too. Apparently, he was visible on the city surveillance cameras up to a point, but then suddenly vanished. Is that so? Well, that's Diablo's doing, though. I don't need to say that, but suddenly, here, I wanted to test Tensura. Tensura is a serious and trustworthy junior. I felt like it might be okay to tell him a little secret. Leaving the hospital, we finished dinner and moved to a quiet bar. It's a bit late to ask, but is it okay to go drinking straight after being discharged? Don't worry about it. It really is too late to ask, and there's no way I can go home without a drink after coming this far. More importantly, while sipping a cocktail, I asked Tensura. By the way, Tensura, if I said I went to another world after I died, would you believe me? Observing him out of the corner of my eye, Tensura had a bewildered expression for just an instant. He probably thought, what is he saying? I thought that would be the normal reaction, but Tensura answered with a very serious expression. I believe you, senpai. I actually saw a mysterious event, and even though that woman looked mystical, her tone of voice and her attitude toward me were strangely like you, senpai, and hey. Put that way, it sounds like you're saying I Rimuru have a disappointing personality on the inside. Thinking back now, maybe that person was actually senpai. I even considered such a ridiculous thing, you see. He seems dense, but he's a surprisingly sharp junior. But well, maybe I can give him a passing grade. I see. In that case, I could tell you what happened to me. Will you listen? Prefacing that it is a story he won't be able to believe, I confirmed jokingly. Then, Tensura nodded while laughing slightly. Please do. Those eyes were very straight and I also laughed and nodded. I see. Then, let's tell the story. About that time I got reincarnated as a slime.